So let's dive into it here and start with Super Bowl 56 and what we like in this game. We've talked about it a lot, Mario. Obviously, I mean, from 2 Mondays ago, once we were 2 weeks out from the game, every single day we've spent a little time talking some type of angle, some type of action that's been on the game when it comes to Super Bowl 56. We've gone through numerous prop bets, and earlier before the show, we settled on the ones that we took, and now we'll give them out here on the show. First and foremost, the one that we did not talk about on the show that I noticed earlier today when I was just perusing the gambling apps and saw was Jamar Chase anytime touchdown at plus money, at plus 100. I really don't have any analysis or anything on this. It's just that Jamar Chase is really good. He's the offensive rookie of the year. He scored a lot of touchdowns. Joe Burrow is going to look for him. And if I can get that at plus money, I'm taking it. So first and foremost, I took Jamar Chase anytime touchdown at plus 100.
That seems like a pretty good value right there. You would think that he would at least get in the end zone. Maybe he doesn't have a big game, similar to what we saw in the AFC Championship game, just over 50 yards, but did get the touchdown, specifically in the red zone. And you would think at some point in this game, Burrow is going to look for him down there. So
two of the other ones are ones that I did talk about on this show earlier this week, and it's the reception total for Odell Beckham Jr. and T. Higgins. Both of them set at 5.5. I picked the over on both, and the reasoning kind of just remains the same. Matthew Stafford's looked for Odell a lot more in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. I expect that trend to continue. You're going to want to do your best to take away Cooper Kupp, so you'll need another option. It's going to be Odell. I think he can get over 5.5. Got that at plus 100. T. Higgins, same thing. Chase referenced it with the Chiefs. They were able to take him away a little bit, and Joe had to look in other places. Only 54 receptions only 4 receptions for 54 yards and a touchdown for Jamar in that game. T. Higgins had 7, I believe. You saw a couple others as well. And also, Uzama, who went down in that game, missed practice earlier in the week, is limited. So he'll play, but is he 100%? I think T. Higgins got a lot of targets coming his way. Took that one at plus 100 as well, over 5.5 receptions. So OBJ and T. Higgins, both over 5.5 receptions. Both of those are at plus 100. Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown scorer, plus 100. And then Mario, I rode your coattails on this one, pal. Joe Burrow, over 10.5 yards rushing, hammered it. I mean, because I'm with you. I think it happens.
Yeah, I would think I would think so too, Musso. And even if the Rams do get a lot of pressure, if they get in Joe Burrow's face, even if they take him down for a couple of sacks, like we talked about yesterday, it's not like college. That doesn't count against his rushing total. So I think he's going to have to escape at least a couple of times, and eventually he's going to hit that total. Not great value at minus 105, but I feel really, really good about that one, just like you. We had that prop bet in common. Also, like Cooper Kupp, over 105 receiving yards. He's been killing it all playoffs. He's been killing it all season. And yes, the Bengals are going to try to make it a point to stop Cooper Kupp, but I don't think that's really going to matter. And maybe he won't need too many receptions to do it, but there's no way Cooper Kupp doesn't at least make a couple of big plays in this game. And then we talked about this one a couple of days ago, under 63.5 rushing yards for Cam Akers. 4 games since he came back from that Achilles injury. He only has 59 rushes for 154 yards total, a long run of 15. Didn't get over 55 rushing yards in any of those games. And the Bengals' rush defense, that front seven, despite the fact that they're down a few bodies, including Lario and Joey, they've been really good against the run. And I think Cam Akers is not going to get to that number. And for the last one that I have here, this one's a little bit more out there, but Tyler Boyd, over 42.5 rushing yards. Receiving yards, excuse me, not rushing yards. He's been a little quiet in the postseason, but I think kind of by necessity, he's going to have to make a few plays in the middle of the field. And Tyler Boyd is a really good threat in that area of the field. I could see Burrow finding him a couple of times underneath that zone coverage that the Rams like to play. And I could see Tyler Boyd go over that number. That's at minus 110. And like I said, that's not one that I really considered before. But a couple of days before the Super Bowl, I think the Bengals are going to have to pull out a couple of things that maybe they haven't done before in this postseason, including maybe a big performance from Tyler Boyd. So I like that number, over 40.5.
All right, let's dive back into the game now, into the actual game, give out the plays that we've been waiting to, whether it be the side, the total, the money line, all things. I know we've both kind of been pretty unsure on the total here, and it's coming up time to make a pick on it. But one thing's for sure, we have a fantastic quarterback matchup in this game.
Yes, Joe Burrow, obviously, having the Bengals in this spot so quick, very, very impressive. And everybody's kind of been drinking the Kool-Aid when it comes to Joe Burrow. And then Matt Stafford started the season really good, put up great stats this year once again, kind of similar to how he's done his whole career with Detroit. 4,886 yards on the season, 41 touchdowns in his first year with the Rams. Struggled a little bit turning the football over towards the end of the regular season, but has been dynamite in the playoffs. So both of these quarterbacks playing really well coming into this game.
Mario, I took the Bengals plus the 4.5. It's down to 4 in most places. I got it at 4.5. I also took them on the money line plus 170. I don't think that's really a surprise to anybody. I think they cover. I think they win. I'm just done doubting. I'm done betting against Joe Burrow. It's not something I advise anyone to do. I did it to start the AFC Championship game because I thought the Chiefs would win that game. I did. It's not that I thought the Bengals were bad. I thought maybe just not yet. Maybe they're on the cusp. I know we talked about it, and you compared it to the Saints in 2006, where it's, man, they were close, but could you really get over the hump with the Bears there? I didn't think they would. I quickly changed my tune. When they tied the game at 21, I went and live bet the Bengals money line, didn't even care about losing the money on the spread anymore. That was not a factor at all. And this team, they just have that kind of team of destiny feel to them right now. It's been so much of a why not us when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals this year, and why not them? I mean, it's the heavy public play is them on the spread and the money line, but hell, I'll ride with the public on this one. I like the Bengals to get it done. I think they're the better team. Just top. I really do. I think they have an advantage when it comes down to a kick, obviously. And the way Joe Burrow has played down the stretch of this season, starting really kind of with those back-to-back 400-yard games and on through the playoffs, he looks like the best he's looked in his career, NFL, pro, college, high school, at all. I mean, he looks like he's playing the best football of his life right now.
Yeah, down the stretch, like you said, because the Bengals, they are a team of destiny. I agree with everything you're saying, but it's not like it was all roses and sunshine the entire season for this team. They kind of fit the mold of the NFL team that gets hot at the right time, and that's the cool thing about professional football, right? It's not like college. You can get all to a slow start. You can have bad losses in the regular season, like the Bengals did against the Jets. You can, not really shore up the division until the very end, show some inconsistency, but then when it's time to rise to the occasion, when you get to these big games, Joe Burrow, like we said, he just raises his level of play. And it hasn't been just him. It's been the entire team. So the Bengals defense deserves a lot of credit. Jamar Chase is a rookie, NFL Rookie of the Year as of last night. What he's done is incredible. And also this coaching staff under Zach Taylor. Not just Joe Burrow, but obviously he's the leader as the quarterback. And when it comes to breaking down this game from a matchup standpoint, from just looking at both teams from a bird's eye view, the Rams are better on both sides of the ball. They're better on special teams. Even if you give Joe Burrow the edge over Matt Stafford, the quarterback, the Rams have a better offensive line. They're better in the trenches. They're the more complete team. But this sport, it can be weird. And in this game, a lot of times the team of destiny or the team that's hot is the team that comes out on top. And when you look at these franchises that have had long droughts, the Saints won the Super Bowl in 2009, the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017. Before the season, you would not have seen that coming. And I kind of get this vibe with the same vibe with the Cincinnati Bengals team. How can you not take them on the money line? I'm like you. I'm not just done doubting Joe Burrow. I'm done doubting this entire team, and I think they get it done in Los Angeles.
I'm not so sure the Rams are better on special teams, though. I think that one's definitely debatable.
The Bengals had the kicker. Yeah, that could be a debate.
I mean, Evan McPherson's been phenomenal. Bad news. I still have no idea on the. I have not decided on the total, so I'm not giving out a pick. I might decide on that like right before the football game. I can't really decide which way I think that's going to go. That's a tricky number at 48.5.
I'm going with the over. Both these teams are so explosive. Statistically, we're going to see the two best wide receivers in football, Cooper Kupp and Jamar Chase. But I think it's going to come down to, number one, which defense can be more opportunistic, which defense can make more plays, because I think both groups are going to give up a lot of yards, and then which offense will make the fewest mistakes. I could see Matt Stafford make more mistakes than Joe Burrow, even if Joe Burrow ends up taking more sacks. So I think both of these teams will be able to move the football, but I think it'll be more about which defense is more opportunistic. That being said, that's a good formula for the over, so I'm rooting for points this weekend, baby.
There
Give
we
me
go.
the over.
It would be entertaining as well to have a lot of points in the Super Bowl. One more reason to take the Bengals, all the trends we gave you earlier in the week. The underdog since 2007 in the Super Bowl, really back since 2001. It's been the overwhelming play against the spread and straight up. I'm not going to buck that trend right now. I'll take the Bengals money line straight up. All those props we gave you.